Hey, good morning. It's Saturday, August 28th. Thanks so much for being here for this current edition of Everyday Thoughts. I want to give some context to what we've been talking about the last several videos about parenting, about using pleasant, gentle words, the power of gentle words, the power of being able to speak in a way that honors God and not be drawn into conflict. That sounds pretty weird, given where we live in this world. It's uncomfortable to us because it just doesn't seem to fit. Why is gentle speech something that's effective when someone is being harsh with you or not responding to you? And again, the way we use gentleness, the way the Bible works with gentleness is what Ruth said, my wife, definition. Gentleness is just using the force that is required, but not beyond. So we're not talking about weakness, but we're talking about gentleness and having the power to overcome anger and angst and hurt and to bring healing. But it's counterintuitive to our flesh. It doesn't seem right. I'm going to try and give us some context for that this morning. Another concept I talk a lot here about on Everyday Thoughts is the nearness of God as our good. Again, nice words, but we've got to give meaning to them. And here's the meaning to them. God is always with us. Everything that we say or do is always in His presence. I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to bring out. We all know the embarrassment of saying something that's not so great about somebody and turning around and seeing they're right there listening to us. And we're shocked. Or we try and cover it up. I was talking with somebody else. Or more common, or just as common these days, is we are typing away a text and we send it to the wrong person. Horror, right? Well, in those cases, we're conscious of God, conscious of the other person. But we need to be just as conscious of the fact that God always hears everything that comes out of my mouth and everything that's in my heart and my head. Psalm 139 teaches us this. God hears everything. So that conversation that you don't want to embarrass somebody with, or you are embarrassed to say it in front of somebody, that's always happening with God. But the Bible states it positively. The nearness of God is my good. In other words, it's a good thing that God is near. That He's so near that He knows my thoughts even before I say them. It doesn't have to be if you're trusting God, it doesn't have to be something that's fearful. But you know that if you even say the wrong thing, that God will hear you and care for you and protect you. But this whole business of speaking in a way that is so contrary to what seems right to us, when in the moment anger wants to take control, or we're just consumed by the injustice of the other person, we lose sight of the fact that God is right there with us. There's an illustration that's common. A little boy can be real aggressive if he knows his big brother's right behind him to take up his case. I have two younger brothers who are twins, and they were kind of fierce individuals, but together they were amazing. You didn't want to mess with them. And if you messed with one of them, you messed with both of them. And they both had that confidence because they knew the other one had their back. Well, God is there with us. We can have the confidence to do something that seems so off, speaking pleasant, gentle words, kind words into harshness. Not necessarily standing up for ourselves, but standing up for what God says is right and trusting Him to have our back. The nearness of God is my good. God hears everything that I say or think. I can either be terrified by that, or I can be in awe of it and let it change the way I act and speak and deal with other people, no matter how close they are, no matter how much I have been hurt by someone. The nearness of God is my good. He sees it. He makes things right on His timetable, and His timetable is the best timetable. That's called faith. The God who is unseen is seeing. We can't see Him, but He is seeing us, and He is real. He's a part of this video. If you're listening to what I'm saying, my words are being spoken to you. You're hearing them, and God is on both ends of it. It's just mind-blowing, but that's what He is. The reality of God being near. Just because I don't feel Him doesn't mean He's not near. He is near, always near. Paul told the unbelievers, on the smartest men on the planet at the time, on Mars Hill, he told them, God is near. He's with you. So whether you think He's near or not is not the issue. He is near. We can either be terrified by that or draw comfort from that. We can either have that change us or continue on to challenge God and embarrass ourselves. That's the beauty of what we're talking about, the power of pleasant words. It's not just me saying something magical, everything changing. It's I'm representing God well by speaking pleasantly, gently, and His truth with the force that's needed, and not being intimidated, and not feeling weird by returning soft, good, healing words when we've been hurt. And that's the thought for the day. Again, I love your feedback. Pray for the folks in New Orleans. It looks like they're going to get hit by Ida. And I may have some words to say about that tonight. But if you haven't turned on post notifications and subscribed, please do that. Check us out at the website, everydaytalk247.com. Thank you so much for those of you who are supporting us. And just trust God. He is near. It's a good thing for us. You have a great Saturday. So good to start the day with you. Bye-bye.